Whew. Wow. A whole bunch of crazy stuff just happened this episode for the season finale. Whole lot to take in. So, in case you haven't seen it yet, spoiler alert, but this was just a really amazing episode. You could really feel that everything was at stake here and how everybody was just saying, fuck it, we ball. You know, everybody's just like going after the goal now. Nobody's holding back anything anymore. So we could tell you this episode with the shapeshifter from last week, that was Annie, or that was disguised as Annie, and she's still messing with Huey, and she's there because she has to get those Newman files deleted from Huey's computer, and you know, she succeeds in that. But it's revealed later in the episode that in order for the shapeshifter's powers to stay in shape, she has to go recharge by touching the person again. And then I guess it'll last for a few more days. So then we cut the Homelander, and he just completely loses his mind. He sees a picture of Ryan's mom and Butcher together along with the dog Butcher had, and he just goes berserk. He has a little Kylo Ren moment with himself in his room, and he just destroys everything in his room. Ryan walks in and sees the room destroyed, and he's like, "Ryan, come here." And then Ryan's like too scared to go to him, so he runs out the room. So then next we cut to the election with Homelander, Victoria, and Firecracker. So during this election campaign on the news, it was filmed on live television, and Homelander, you know, just doesn't care about stuff anymore. He just wants to rule the world at this point. And he exposes Victoria for having superpowers, and he shows us by heat visioning her face, but you know, nothing happens to her because she's invincible. And she tries to blow his head off, but it doesn't work. So they kind of cancel each other out in terms of power. So then this, you know, causes a slight panic, not too much of a panic, but it's enough panic that the president has to go into hiding. I forget his name right now, but the other president that's running for office, he has to go into hiding with the boys team, and they're in like a 6 feet underground bunker where, you know, no one should be able to find them. But remember, Annie that's in the shapeshifter form is still there. So Huey catches one that she's the shapeshifter because they're in the bunker and Annie's sweating, and she says that it's hot as a furnace in here, which is the same thing that, you know, the shapeshifter said a few episodes ago. So he recognizes that, and then once the shapeshifter realizes that she's been compromised, her cover is blown, she just starts killing all the regular guards, and you know, we find out she's bulletproof, very agile, and yeah, she's just really strong for no reason. So it's up to Kimiko to kind of get the president out the room for the time being. Kimiko tries to fight her, but she gets overpowered as she like twists Kimiko's head around in 360 degrees like she's an owl. But you know, Kimiko will live through that. It's just gonna take her a little bit to come back to life. And then the real Annie manages to escape, and she's just like, you know, beating the shapeshifter up, and she chokes her to death. So, and you know, when we see Annie, she's like, has messy hair, ripped up clothes because she was captured in the shapeshifter's basement a few episodes ago. And you know, she got out by herself without any power. She had to allow her skin to get ripped open, like how you slide your wrist through a handcuff, or how you slide your hand through some cuffs and your skin rips apart. That's what she had to do in order to escape. But everybody with Compound V in their system has healing, so she's fine from that. Next we have the Seven. So Homelander, after he exposes Victoria for being a superpower person, he asks Ashley to get a list of everybody involved who has dirt on the team in general, and she does that. And then they have a meeting about it, and they kick Ashley out the room. And the Deep, also known as the Peak, comes up with the idea, and he tells him that basically Ashley would be, the number one person to kill on this list because she knows everything about us. And Homelander says, oh yeah, that's a good point. So they add Ashley to the list. So Ashley hears this and just runs. And she actually goes to Homelander's room and injects herself with some compound V. But we don't see where her power is just yet. So they're definitely saving that for season 5. But I think it might be like invisibility or maybe something to help her hide, because the Deep and Black Noir and Firecracker are going around killing every employee on that list in the Vault Tower building, and they're killing everybody except for Ashley. Nobody could find Ashley anywhere, so it might have her power might have something to do with helping her hide or camouflage or whatever. So then we see that throughout the episode, Butcher is in the hospital, and Ryan actually wants to go visit Butcher, and Butcher's just trying to have a heart-to-heart to him and convince Ryan to get out of town with Grace while he still can. But Grace's whole idea is she wants to train Ryan kind of like a weapon, so he could be used to fight against Homelander, because they feel like he's the only one that can stop Homelander at this point. And Ryan catches wind of this and he asks to leave, and Grace is like, no, you can't leave, we need you. And she tries to empathize with him, but nothing works for Ryan. He just wants to leave because it's reminding him of how his dad was treated coming up. They're trying to keep him in this facility where he can't get out, which is run by the government. So yeah, he ends up just shoving her out his way, and it looks like she breaks her neck against the wall, so she's definitely dead, and she was pretty old anyway, so she couldn't survive that. So then Victoria, later in the episode, she calls Huey asking for help in getting Zoe to safety, and Huey agrees, and he has to do a little convincing to the rest of the boys team to go help Victoria out, and they agree. And once they get there, everything looks like it's gonna work out, and then shit just goes off the rail because Butcher arrives looking healthy as ever, even though he just was looking like he was about to die. And this is because Butcher fully accepted the Kessler part of the virus that we've been seeing, earlier in the season. So in order for Butcher to be walking around as healthy as he is, the virus, it looks like, has officially fully taken over Butcher's body. And it gives him these tentacle-like powers, which he uses to rip Victoria in half. So Victoria Newman is dead. Yeah, did not expect him to go there with that one. I thought he was just going to choke her to death, but no, he literally just ripped her in half. And he knocks out Zoe. He doesn't kill Zoe. So then later in the episode, Homelander's sitting in his room, and he's thinking, everything is going wrong. Shit hits the fan. Everything's over. But Sage comes back, and she's, looking like, happy. And she's telling him, why the frowny face? We won. And Homelander's like, what are you talking about? So basically, it was Sage's plan all along to get fired, because she predicted that, she predicted everything that Homelander was going to do in this episode, and it went perfectly as she planned. So because, and not only for Homelander, but for the rest of the boys team, including Butcher. So Victoria dying by the hands of Butcher is beneficial for the Seven, because the shapeshifter, when she was in the bunker earlier in the episode, she has footage of the president saying, oh, I ordered you guys to kill Victoria. And, it's not a good look when the president orders you to kill another president. That's not a good look. So he basically gets, kicked out of the campaign. And Sage sets up Homelander with a new president that's been fully elected and accepted. But this president, he's human, but he's on Homelander's side. So, he's only worshiping Homelander. So this is a big W. So the boys may think that they won because their goal was to assassinate Victoria the whole season, but they ended up losing because their information got leaked of the president wanting her to be assassinated. So this was just a big play and coming in clutch for the 7 by Sister Sage. So I want everybody who was on Twitter last week talking about how she's not the smartest person alive to take that back. She needs an apology from you guys. So yeah, then after that, Homelander and the president are at the podium giving their speech, and Homelander basically tells everybody, we rule the world now. It's going to be a new world order of superheroes, and they'll only answer to him. And as he's explaining this, the boys team we see are forced to separate and go in different parts of the world to go into hiding for now. But it looks like they're getting away, and plot twist, they all get captured except for Annie and Butcher. Annie flies away because Huey told her to, and Butcher is just driving in a car by himself, but he's fully being controlled by the virus, or the virus is, he bonded, kind of like a Venom and Eddie Brock thing. They fully bonded perfectly. So yeah, and then we also get to see Kimiko speak because, Frenchie was getting captured too, and she was really worried about him. So her first words was just screaming no, begging for him to come back because I forget her name right now, but the girl from Gen V that mind controls you by touching you, she just told him to come with them, and then that's when Kimiko speaks for the first time. So, and then we also see that the new president on Homelander's side, he shows Homelander the location of Soldier Boy, who they had in cryostasis since season 3. So I think Homelander is gonna release Soldier Boy and show him that, I run the world now, so he won't be as such a disappointment to his father, Soldier Boy, as he was in season 3. So Homelander here kind of has something to prove. It's either that or he's gonna get revenge on Soldier Boy. It's one of those two things, or they might run the White House together at this point. So yeah, really, really good episode. Well paced, action heavy. The bar is rising. The stakes are heavy. I'm concerned about Ashley. So, like I said, she is getting powers, but we won't see them until next season. And I thought A-Train was going to show up at some point, but he didn't, surprisingly. But he'll definitely be here next season as well. And, Butcher just gone full crazy. Butcher's probably not even human anymore. So, yeah, we're actually going to get the old Butcher back for real this time. Or we might get comic book accurate Butcher, where he just, kills everything in sight. So, yeah, I'm going to give this episode a 10 out of 10. Gold rating, 10 out of 10. Just one of the best episodes yet. And it has me really excited for season 5. I really can't wait to see what happens next. So hopefully, since we've seen the Gen V characters in this episode at the end, hopefully we get a season 2 for Gen V while we wait for season 5. Because they kind of ended those characters off on a cliffhanger that was just a bad cliffhanger. So yeah, hopefully we get to see everybody from Gen V again, and maybe they could team up with the boys and stop Homelander and possibly stop Butcher. So yeah, that's gonna be about it for this review. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you can get notified when I post new content, and catch you guys in the next one.